Hey guys, Dano here with MAKO Spearguns. Since releasing our MAKO Titan Elite and Spartan Elite Spearguns, both featuring the patented double roller trigger mechanisms made for MAKO by Ermes Sub, we've had the best aluminum and carbon spearguns available. In this video, I want to go over what to look for when choosing the best wood speargun. So let's head over to my surf shack. It's a nice day, we can do this outside.
Okay, this is better. So for demonstration purposes, I have the MAKO Santa Cruz, MAKO Santa Catalina, and the MAKO Todos Santos.
The MAKO Santa Cruz is a Euro gun with conventional bands. It's available in 100, 110, and 120 centimeter lengths. The MAKO Santa Catalina is a double roller gun with an optional kicker band. It's also available in 100 centimeter, 110, and 120 centimeter lengths. We also have the MAKO Todos Santos, which is an inverted roller gun, also with optional kicker band, and it's available in 110 centimeter, 120 centimeter, and 130 centimeter lengths.
So just like the MAKO Titan Elite and Spartan Elite spear guns, when choosing the best wood gun, make sure it has the patented 100% stainless steel double roller trigger made by Ermes Sub of Italy. This is the strongest, smoothest, most accurate trigger ever installed on a spear gun.
This double roller trigger has two roller wheels, which eliminate friction between the trigger and the sear, and again between the sear and the spear. This is a total game changer in spear gun technology because it will never wear out and it will always keep the same smooth trigger pull no matter how many bands you have or if you power up your bands. For comparison, here's a standard trigger without the two roller wheels. This is called the friction trigger, and for good reason. Triggers without wheels develop metal-on-metal friction between the trigger and the sear, and again between the sear and the spear. This friction causes scarring of the metal, and the scarring causes the triggers to become harder to pull, and it gets worse over time, which reduces the accuracy. As you can see, this double roller trigger is a total game changer in spear gun technology. Manufactured by Ermes Sub of Italy, 100% stainless steel, two roller wheels that totally eliminate friction. This is the most accurate trigger ever installed on a spear gun. No other trigger comes close. The next thing to look for is a cuttlefish shape. This cuttlefish shape is another game changer in wood spear gun technology because it makes the gun stronger and more balanced. Additionally, the cuttlefish shape gives the gun a lower profile. This means you can swing, track, and aim the gun a lot easier because there's less side-to-side resistance in the water. As for loading, the cuttlefish shape also offers a wider and more comfortable loading butt surface for pain-free loading without obstructing your view. Notice how the flush mount non-slip pad is wider than it is high, so it gives you a better line of sight.
In addition to the cuttlefish shape, notice the custom design based on each individual type of gun.
For example, the Santa Cruz conventional gun has a thinner muzzle with the top of the gun having a downward curve on each side of the spear. This makes the band sit lower to reduce drag, enhance target acquisition, and also maximize power by putting the bands in better alignment with the spear. Now look at the MAKO Santa Catalina. Notice the top side and underside roller bands, when loaded, are actually recessed into the barrel. This also reduces drag and enhances target acquisition. This recessed band design is also found on the MAKO Todos Santos inverted roller gun. Notice how the two main bands are recessed into the stock with the other 6 bands in parallel on the underside of the gun. This design totally opens up your line of sight while achieving maximum power and minimal drag. So as you can see, not only do these guns look amazing, each gun is uniquely designed based on the gun type. In doing so, we maximize the overall performance of each gun. Another thing to look for when choosing the best wood spear gun is a fully enclosed track. Compared to guns with open tracks or partially enclosed tracks, the fully enclosed tracks guns are much more accurate and offer quicker loading. This is because the track guides the spear and keeps it straight while it exits the gun.
If you're a slow-mo of a video of a spear exiting a spear gun with an open track, you would notice that initially the back of the spear actually travels faster than the front of the spear, resulting in the bending of the spear. This reduces speed and accuracy. With an enclosed track, it keeps the spear straight, it doesn't bend, so you get a much more powerful and accurate shot.
As for the type of enclosed tracks, I find the best to be our MAKO enclosed tracks, which are the slide-in type instead of the port epoxy type. That's because slide-in tracks won't crack or separate from the wood due to the different expansion and contraction rates of dissimilar materials. In addition to having an enclosed track, be sure your gun is properly weighted and balanced. This too is extremely important, which is why every MAKO teak gun is individually weighted and balanced to increase accuracy and reduce fatigue. As for the material, teak or mahogany, definitely go with teak. Teak is highly regarded as a wood of choice among custom gun builders as well as production gun builders specializing in higher quality spear guns. And for the finish, oil versus epoxy, I prefer oil because with a little maintenance, a teak gun can look brand new when it's 100 years old. However, with an epoxy-coated gun, the epoxy is easily scratched and water can get under the epoxy, which can permanently ruin the look of the gun.
Another must-have feature for your wood gun is the MAKO AR-15 handle. It's the best grip system for wood gun because of its strength, durability, and ergonomic shape.
Notice here the MAKO AR-15 handle features an optional safety that can be installed or removed as needed. Some guys believe the only safety you need is the one between your ears, and I get it. But I personally like it because of its ease of operation and the touch feel status indicator. Another impressive feature of the MAKO AR-15 handle is that a reel can be mounted on the trigger guard.
This reel mounting feature on the trigger guard is especially important for roller guns, and here's why. In order to get the maximum benefit of a roller gun, your bands must be anchored as far back near the handle as possible. This maximizes your power and reduces the recoil. If you were to mount your bands farther forward, you reduce the power and you increase the recoil. That's why all MAKO guns come with the AR-15 handle with the reel mounting capability on the trigger. Again, this allows you to mount your bands farther back near the trigger, and it maximizes your power, reduces the recoil, and basically maximizes the performance of your roller gun.
As for the spears, be sure your wood gun includes shark fin tab spears. Not only are shark fin tab spears required for enclosed tracks, but they're much stronger than notch spears. Notice how 50% of the material is actually removed to make the notch, whereas on the MAKO shark fin tab spear, material is actually added to the spear, thus making it twice as strong. This is why we install shark fin tab spears on all MAKO aluminum, carbon, and teak spear guns. Also notice the hole for attaching your shooting line is in the front shark fin tab instead of the back of the spear. This is another reason to go with the MAKO shark fin tab spears. As for the material, stainless versus South African carbon spring steel, it's a matter of preference. South African carbon spring steel spears are much stronger than stainless steel spears, so they don't bend as easy, but they do rust over time. So if you're going for strength, go carbon spring steel. If you're going for looks, go for stainless steel.
As for the bands, be sure your bands are made by Primeline Industries USA. I personally tested bands from all over the world, and without a doubt, the Primeline bands are the best. They may cost a bit more, but they offer more stretch, they last longer, they have more power. That's why we install them in all MAKO aluminum, carbon, and teak spear guns.
Also, make sure your gun has the MAKO quick change wishbones. These wishbones allow you to easily add, remove, and change bands without the need for slits in the wood or having to cut or retie constrictor knots.
In addition to these high performance features, there's some additional optional accessories you might be interested in, so let's have a look.
As I mentioned earlier, we also have rapid on-off reels, as well as rapid on-off camera brackets, which allow you to video your buddy without pointing your gun at him. We also have a wide selection of rubberized A2 grips for the MAKO AR-15 handle system. For use out of the water, we have spear tip protectors as well as slip tip keepers. These slip tip keepers have a bungee cord that keeps your slip tip on your spear for added safety, and it won't get tangled with other guns while on a boat. We also have gun socks as well as padded and unpadded gun bags for protecting your gun to and from your dive destination.
As for the price, because MAKO only sells direct to you, the diver, there's no dive shop markup. So these top-of-the-line spear guns featuring the Ermes Sub double roller triggers, the enclosed track, cuttlefish shapes, all the advanced features, these guns actually cost less than old style guns with friction triggers. Well, thanks guys for taking time to view this. For more information on our aluminum, carbon, and teak spear guns, as well as our high performance spearfishing gear, please visit our website at makospearguns.com. Drive safe.